Hey, what gang? It is Adam Smith and it is Proxy Time live. As you can see, stupid technology. My camera isn't working, so I am working off of the webcam off of my computer today. Freaking awesome. Last like 15-20 minutes I've been trying to get my phone camera to work, which is what I normally record on. But that did not work. Restarted everything, did all this stuff, and whatever. Sometimes it gets so freaking pissed. Anyways, all right. So today, what we're working on, we're doing two cards today. One is a patron request from Gwen, Fierce Guardianship. This is, I hate counter spells, but it is a good one. It's probably the last counter spell, like out of the really good package of them, besides straight up counter spell, that I've done. I think I've done, maybe I've done 1, 2, 3. I think I've done four out of the main, like 5 or 6 or something like that. So we'll be doing this today, just doing the regular art with that. I think this could be a really cool one with using this to kind of come through the card. Might do something with here. It depends on how everything's framed up here. So that'll be that. And then I had this on the list for myself because Spark Double basically is gone in any type of blue deck that I make. Spark Double's in it because it's nice to make an additional copy of your commander. So it's in my Brewvac deck. Trying to think. Oh yeah, got a nifty new. I got to show you this. I built a tower there. See that? It's not a tower. It's mountains. Mountains, Gandalf. But built that to hold all my decks. So I have my 20 some decks on there. One mountain can hold about 45. The other one can hold about 50. Yes, this is like the 4th time me breaking it somewhere else because I'm impressed that it came to life. Like I thought of this idea and I was like, okay, how to make this work? And it actually ended up turning out exactly how I was thinking. So back to this Spark Double. Want to make this because it just goes into pretty much any blue deck. So it kind of stayed with the blue theme. I have another patron request one next week I'll be doing, but I wanted to get 2 cards in. So let's get started. Let's start with the first guy here. Like I said, let's just bring it all over because we just know that's what we're going to do there. I think I know what I'm going to do with this one. All right. So get that. I could do alternate art stuff with this, but this actually is a pretty sweet one to do. Like I like its original art with it. Not saying when I do alt arts that I only do it because I don't like the art. Sometimes that is the case. But I really like this art. So in my head, whenever I'm making proxies, if I know one's going to be one that I'm only going to play, I don't like to make more, if you get what I mean. Like, so if I did 2 alt arts, I think I've talked about this before when I've done proxies before. If there's one that I like way more than the other, then the other one's just never going to get made. So I think this one's going to turn out pretty nice. Okay, so where am I going? I'm going to there. Bringing that in there. Lately, it's been getting this. So I got to fix that. Maybe a little bit of fixing there. I don't know why it's been pulling that over like that, because it's not... I guess it is a little bit out of line there. Okay. That's why it's doing that. All right, so let's get over there. Let's shrink it up. Kind of figure out... And where is my damn... Nope, I don't want effects. I want my layers there. Heck yeah, Greg. It's proxy time, buddy. So what I'm thinking with this guy... is I may use something with this circle here. Let's make it so we can see through here. Good, how you doing today, buddy? Let me rephrase that. I'm good to an extent. My wife and I don't go out. Oh, look at that. Look how funky that got there. I didn't realize. I'm seeing it when I was. So I got to fix this. Let's do this instead. So we don't go out very often. It was one of my buddy's birthdays, kind of like a surprise thing last night. And we went out, and man, am I feeling it today. It's just been a lump today. So Other than that, other than being old and I can't recover from having booze and the next day anymore, I'm good. I'm good. The light hangover, not a huge one. How about yourself there, bud? All right, let's bring that back over. Redo what I was just doing there. Okay. So what I'm thinking. Yeah, exactly. That's right, Gus. No, so it wasn't IPA everything. Like, let's see. I started out with beer, and then it turned into I had enough where there was like somebody had an extra whiskey Coke. The birthday boy, he had like 3 whiskey Cokes. I was like, I'll just take one of these, and then I changed over to whiskey, and then there were shots around it, Goldschlager, and then something called not Bomb Pop, it's the gum, Bazooka Joe, right? I think that's what it is, the little gum thing. And when you get all those mixing together, it's just, and then you mix in Staying Up really super late, because then everybody had like heart to hearts and all that stuff. You know, the fun drunk stuff. Okay, so what I think I want to do here is we're gonna use this, and we're gonna come right through there. I don't know if I want to do anything with that. I'm gonna move it over a little bit more. So I want it there. I just don't want to, because if I'm gonna take all this out, I want you to see mostly what this is doing. So I think what I might do is have that shifted over a bit. So then we're going to have it come through right here. And then we're really only taking away, let's see, what am I taking away? You'll still see, if you control a commander, you'll still see you a little bit make this spell without paying its mind. Okay, you'll still be able to see for the most part what it's doing. So that's, I think, where I want to go with this. Crop it. Do I have the right size? I might have a little bit too, make that a little bit bigger. I might end up doing that. Let's see. Make it a little bit larger. We'll get it to where we want. So we need to shift down a pad. Okay. I think that's probably what I want to do with this one. Let's get our background going. So we know for sure we want that to happen. And like I said, I kind of want it more of like a, not a crisp line, because that's kind of what this whole thing is. So we know the middle part is, oops. What did I do there? Yeah, just this by itself, I could just be done right now and this would be good. Like just doing that. But this is where it's going to get fun. When you bring this in, coming right through the text box there. We're going to shrink this up a bit so it fades a little bit more. Oh, now I have a lot of reading here. Let's see. Perplexing, need advice. I spend loads of money on Magic and try to own every card I play. Do lots of proxies. Oh, okay, gotcha. So what's your advice? You do, okay, here it comes. Made like 90 cards, land set, and friends, but it feels weird. Thought. Okay, wait. So you have made 90 card land set and want to offer to my friends, but it feels weird. Like, are you saying you want to offer it as like selling it? Is what you're saying? Know what you're getting at there, Greg? All right, so I'm gonna get this guy here to kind of fade in there. We want. I've had people approach me to do proxies for money, and I've just been like, I don't do it for money. I mean, we do it with, giving away with the Discord stuff or being a patron. That's kind of the way we get around it, because it's not really, you're not really buying it. You have a membership and you get these for free. But if it's your friends and you haven't answered on the if they're paying you for it, but I don't see a problem when it's like people when it's your friends and stuff like that. There isn't really a big issue because it's just your buddies and all that. Like all the duels fetches and yeah, I mean that's totally fine to do it that way. Is that what you're worried about? Is that it just feel weird because it's the proxies and stuff like that? Like kind of getting money for it is what you're thinking? I might do something with these. Or do I want to use this little gravity wave that's coming off of the spell? Well, let's make sure I'm done with this bottom part because I think I am. I had that come through. I don't know if I want the rest of that box. Oops, I don't want to zoom in. I want to zoom out. Paying you for your time. Yeah. I mean, that's your buddies and stuff. I mean, you can... I don't see a problem with that. Let's see. So if I do it like that, we lose the text box completely. Let me see how much do I like it like that. What do you guys think? Or with the text box kind of still there. So there's with kind of the text box there, and then there's with it completely removed where basically the spell is cutting off my box there. Yeah, I know. There are people, I think it's becoming more and more not frowned upon, I guess. And you know, we promote it because it saves us so much money to do proxies because, and the cool thing is like your decks are just more tuned because you're able to just go. It's really changed the way I do things. Like we talk about on the cast all the time is the toolbox stuff. Like now I want to go get the premium version of a card because I'm only going to buy one, put it in my binder, and then make a cool proxy of it, you know? And then I actually like the proxies look better than the other ones. I love playing with them. And when they look good, people don't get as like, I don't like the proxies where people just like write letters like Gaia's Cradle just across whatever. I hate that, but it's whatever. If you want to do that, you can. That's not a big deal. But I like when people try to make like designs with it, you know, like the proxies here. I think that looks more playable, like you're playing an actual card. You think without the text box looks cleaner? Both look solid though. Yeah, I might just keep it like that, coming right through. Okay. So I kind of was waiting on your guys' opinion. I might just do this bolt right here coming through, leave this one alone. So then we can get a little bit of feel like this one is in front of this one that's going down. So it's kind of splitting around the box. I think that's what I want to do there. But it takes you out of the game when they're just... Yeah, no, for sure. And actually proxies is just kind of a cool, like people like, oh, dude, that's a really sweet proxy. And it looks like a good card. You know, I mean, it looks like a sweet version of that card. I don't know if I like what I'm doing there. I was just kind of testing out to see. I think that's what I do want to do though there. Did I do it twice? Oh, I did it more than that. Okay, so we're gonna get it smaller. Don't do the... You don't want me to do the proxy now, Gwen? You've been asking for it. All right. Yeah, we're going to stay in the line. We'll get that little guy there. A little closer. But yeah, I mean, proxies, it's interesting to me that people get upset with them now, like these days, especially with how expensive cards are. I get it when people... I guess it depends on your way of doing proxies. Like, you know, our thing is you have to own the card before you can make a proxy of it. That is... And I think that's where I get off with it, I guess, a little bit, because some people do the proxies and they don't have the card, you know, just making whatever card they want. That I could see is a little more frowned upon, you know, because it's like, well, then you just can make any single deck that you want. Like, there's no collector part to it, you know, there's something special about saving money to get Mana Crypt, or, you know, even this now. This is a $45 card. So just having that, there's some, I don't know, breakability. Is that what I wanted to say? Something like that. But you get what I'm saying. Like, there's something cool about having certain cards. And if you're just able to just make proxies of everything when you don't own them, then there's no pimpage out of your decks. You can just make any card you want anytime. So I guess that's the other part of it for us is like, for example, my brother, he was by himself when he was in Arizona. And so he was just making decks. Well, this last time we had our gathering night, he brought his decks and all that. He didn't change them or anything, and his deck had Gaia's Cradle in it. And it was like, you don't have Gaia's Cradle, like there's something. So he has to change it around a little bit, but there's something about it where it's just like everybody knew it, and then it kind of rubbed people the wrong way a little bit that he didn't have it, but he didn't mean to. It was his first time playing since he came back. All right, you guys wrote a lot while I was doing that. No copyright stuff on it. I saw that. Red light looks good. Feels event arms race, in my opinion. Yeah. I don't usually have any qualms on the reserve list. Yeah. Oh, hi, Julia. Do I like toilets? Toilet humor. Let's see. I might just keep it like that. I don't need to get too crazy because I got the bottom part pretty nice there. I think this looks clean up there. I cleaned that up a bit. So then really the last part is this. Yeah, it actually kind of takes me by surprise these days now with proxies because I think people are getting more and more accustomed to them. I guess my other reasoning of it was not only being able to build better decks, not better, but just consistent decks, because you're able to use I don't need to go buy 20 Sensei's tops and put them in every single deck. I just have the one. But it also, when you go to other people's houses or you go to the LGS or something like that, I don't want to have thousands and thousands of dollars that I'm lugging around. You may not even go to play cards until the end of the day, and you have to bring it with you to work or whatever. And that's just, I don't know. I feel so much better that I don't, if my stuff gets stolen, I'm like, well, it's all proxies, not all of them, but anything that's over $5 is pretty much a proxy that's in my decks. There's a few cards that have jumped that I haven't taken out or made a proxy yet. So like something that was like a couple bucks and now is like 15 to 20. I do have a couple of those. All right, so what I want to do here. Is there a lot I want to do with that? Maybe we can fade this in. I think what I thought is getting this some go back on here, not making it so much of a circle. There we go. It kind of blends in with what we're doing here. Let's see how we look. Yeah, I dig it. Maybe bring it up a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Boom. Proxy number 1 done. She thinks nice. I like her first comment as, do you like toilets? That's a nice debut right there. All right, so now we get onto Spark Double. This was not a request by anybody but myself because I don't have a proxy of this one yet, and I keep putting it in decks. So I've had to do the whole bad proxy where I just pull it off of Scryfall and then print it and put it on a card. So I have a list that I put on my phone that any cards I've been using a lot and decks and all that of cards I want to make. So this was towards the top because I have quite a few decks that have Spark Double in it. Just a fantastic card right here. And I figured it'll go well with blue, so I just was like, all right, let's pair it with our counter spell there, Fierce Guardianship. All right, there. I think we're good. We're good. Yep. Let's bring it over. This one. Let's see. My thoughts here. I'm not going to get both of them in there. I think we're going to mainly deal with Jace. Well, that was probably the dumbest thing I've ever said, but I think I'm going to be dealing with Jace in this one. Not that Jace, that Jace. But what I was hoping to do was see these little guys there. Maybe trying to get this to come through. I think that's what I want to do there. We'll have Jace's head do his thing there. And we kind of just ignore the other Jace. Let's see. If I got this the right height, I guess you could have both. That's the point of the card. But let's look at our... Okay, we got the right size. So this is what I want to test next. Because what is it going to look like cropped up? That's my next thing. It doesn't look like much is going on there. So I don't know if I like that necessarily. It's not bad, but it's not good. So could do one of two things. I couldn't bring him to the foreground because he is behind, so it would be this Jace. So my feeling is to go this way. Well, let me go back to what I was going to do before. And just see what it looks like. Drop it. Problem with that, I think it's going to look better. But this just now looks like a Jace card. You know, it doesn't look like Spark Double. You need the second Jace in there. So, okay. So maybe if we shift enough where I'm catching this, where's my crop gonna come in here? So it's gonna be right there to right there. Again, you just can't really see what's going on there. I think I have to go back to what I was saying there, where I have both Jaces there. All right, that's what we're going to do because it just doesn't make sense to not have them both in. So we're going to have this Jace here. What we might be able to do is foreground this little skeleton guy here and this Jace here. Well, thanks for joining, Gus. Do you get this in file or an actual proxy? Oh, no, you get the actual proxy. Yeah, so what happens when we do each month, I'll send out an email saying, you know, hey, proxies are up for this month. Go ahead and send us your picks. And we got crammed the last couple months with holidays and all that stuff. Okay, I think that's just going to work. I think that's the way I'm going to do it. So then what Larry and I do is we kind of split it all up. Larry takes half, I take the other half. Lately, because we started doing foils added on there, we now, like, I take the foils and Larry does the regular ones, non-foils, and sends those out. And then we send your picks out to you. So, but you do have access to, if you wanted to make it yourself too, you could definitely do that. But I don't always put out the image. Okay, I want this to be more crisp, I think. That's all right. I'm not going to switch my tool. I should be on the crisp tool there, but I'll just keep it in this one. So I don't typically send out the digital image of it. That's every once in a while. Probably once a month I put out on the Discord mainly. I don't actually put that on Twitter. I only give that for the Discord and stuff. So, but yeah, then once we get around to it, normally what happens is we get all the picks in by the 14th. And then that's when we start looking at, okay, we got to start making the proxies. And then we typically get those out by the third week of each month. this month got, like I said, people might be getting a combo of stuff because we got behind the stuff. But yeah, so then you get the actual proxies, and they freaking look awesome. It's just it's a nice bonus for being a patron, so that's kind of a cool thing, you know. All right, I think that's what I want to do with it. Wait, his leg is kind of doing some stuff there. Yeah, so it's pretty sweet. We just like to promote people to. It's, you know, I'm not trying to like do a business thing, but you do save money in a way. If like a lot of people take advantage of the proxy stuff, you know, that want proxies. You actually kind of save money in a way because you're getting those proxies. You can make those yourself too. That's the other part of it. Like anybody can make the proxies. That's what I had been doing up in a couple years ago, and then I started making my own, and then it just evolved into what it's doing now. I don't like what that. Okay, what do we got going on here? Let's see. So we got a hand, something there. Okay, so let's shrink this up a little bit. But yeah, it's funny. You'd be surprised that like for a while there, it's been on a tear lately though. But people weren't getting, you know, people are just joining. No one was taking advantage of not no one, but there was only like a handful of people that were like, "Oh, I'll take a proxy each month," you know. And I think now that we changed it that you can pick any of them, now everybody's just been jumping on because there's 260, 70 different proxies you can choose from each month. So, and it's just, I don't know, it's a nice little bonus. Print them out, cut them. Yeah. So the other thing is when you're making them, so highly recommend. No, my camera's not there. I'm used to my camera there because it's not working today. They're over here now. So this is absolutely amazing for doing that with the cards. So what you do, it's like basically like a whiteout thing, it looks like, but it's actually the double-sided glue. And I ordered these from Amazon. You get them for pretty cheap. And you get tons and tons of them. But you take that, and I take Basic Land. And what I do is you go tape, 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 and then I do one right in the middle. Because if you don't do that, after a while, if you have them outside of, not in a sleeve, the middle will bubble up with the paper. But they're so, let's see, I'll grab a couple quick just to kind of show you. So here is Old Gnawbone. There's my camera. And as you can see, if I can get it close enough, I have you can barely see the difference. Like it's solid. And so it isn't any thicker. It's only as thick as a piece of paper. So you get the light, thin piece of paper, and it's just like a regular card. It's like you almost double sleeving. And so that's kind of what I do with that. Okay, back to the card. I didn't even check to see. Yeah, I think I like them coming through. And we'll keep the bodies down here like that. This might be it that I do with this card here. Yeah, so they look really, really good in person. And then you get to the foils is a different animal, and that's something that we were just doing recently. Let's see, that's a foil. So these have a little bit more thickness to them because you're using holographic paper. And so they're just a little bit thicker than what a piece of paper would be. But even still, it's like a double sleeving your cards. So the foils look really nice. I'm very happy how those turned out. All right, so let's see. Back to the proxy. I want to get rid of that. Everything else is solid. So let's get rid of that symbol quick. There. I just don't like to have the set symbols on there. I don't know why. It's not like anything that has to be done. It's just personal preference. Now we are getting a different color here, so we're gonna. There we go. I want that blue. Okay, so that's that. Let me check one thing I might tinker around with. How this looks. I think I like that better. Just getting rid of it. Let me see again. Yeah, I think it just looks better with it like this. Yeah. Keep him like that. Okay. So now, let's get the logo in. And I think we'll throw it somewhere on Jay's robes. I like that little circle there, so we might take that over. Or we could do this here, but I'll hide it a little more. So the interesting thing is we're going to have to angle this. So, and this is something that I've learned to do in the last, it was like last year, I figured out how to do all this. So we're going to skew it. So then we can kind of shift our, oh, and I kind of want this to turn too. Shoot. I get off my skew for a second. Scale it. Oh, nope. All right, do this. I want it to turn. There we go. Okay, so how I want it like that. Let's get back to skewing this. Trying to match what that circle looks like there. This seems like it needs to come up a little. And as you can tell, very new at it, but I'm not that great at doing it. Just a lot of, here we go. Tinkering around with it. Okay, I think that's... Zoom it out. It's a little bigger than I would want, so we're going to shrink it just a tad. Good, good, good. And we will draw attention away from it. So we can bring it lower. There we go. There we go. Yeah, the skewing is really nice. I like, that was something I'm really glad to learned in the last year, just messing around with it. Oh, I see a little bit of stuff I want to mess with there. Because the Damnations... let's see here. I just want to see if I can show you it. I don't know if it's going to come up in camera, but this was something I wanted to do years ago when I did Proxies. Let's see if you can see. Get my finger on it. Right there is the logo that we did, or I did there, and years ago, what I would do is I just took the symbol and I put it on there, and it just looked like, you know, I'm trying to make it look like it's being stabbed, but when you don't skew it, there is no 3-dimension to it. And so it just looked bad. Like my old stuff when I tried to do that sucked. And now that I know how to do that, you can make it more 3-dimensional by skewing stuff like that. So that's been a really great tool to have. Let me clean this up, and I think that'll be it for the Proxies. So that very odd. All right, so we're just gonna clean. Nope, gotta get on this. The right layers. Let's clean there. A little bit of cleanup there. Make sure this stuff is good. I think that's good there. Maybe a little bit here. Very particular with stuff. Okay. Good, good, good. All right. So there, spark double. That turned out pretty nice there. I actually really like that, how that came out. And then let's get back to the other proxy so you guys can check that out. So that one turned out really nice. I'm very happy with that one. It was really quick. These are both really easy and quick, but they don't need to be hard. When you're doing a lot of these and get practice doing it, it doesn't need to be hard. Let me do the drawing really quick because we are getting to the end of this. I got to get my boys to bed. So that's my job next. All right. So this week's stumper for Stump the Smith Savant. So you guys can send those to me. If you are part of the Discord or a patron, you can shoot me a direct message. Otherwise, Gmail, CommanderSmith@gmail.com. That is another way to do this. And all it is 5,000 decks or more. That's for the podcast episode. This week's is Matt the Monorock. The camera's not there. Matt the Monorock is going to be trying to stump Lowry this week. So, all right. Well, that should do it for Proxy Time this week. Thank you guys for joining. That was a fun time, actually, the going through the proxies and stuff. So appreciate Gus, James, Gwen. I know we had one more in there. And Greg, yes. Thank you guys for all joining this week's Proxy Time. I'll catch you guys next week. You have a good week. See ya. Bye. See ya.